Both teams with identical records, two really good basketball teams at 29-4. We're underway as SMU wins the opening tip. And again, a 15-game winning streak. Mustangs have won 25 of their last 26 games. Cincinnati, an outstanding defensive team, but a team that can also score. And the stick back there by Ben Moore.
Well, you've got a Cincinnati team that can throw a matchup zone or man-to-man. We were talking to Tim Jankovic prior to the game. He talked about having enough guys who can make plays. It's not necessarily about the sets you run, whether you're running your man offense or zone. It's can guys make plays.
Troy Copain, the 6'4 senior, has it on the wing with a shot clock down to 5. He fires it up there and knocks in the first one for the Bearcats. 25 points against UConn. Another touch here for Brown, and he'll swish it in from three-point land.
You know, one of the things SMU will do, very well-schooled offensive team. They want to change sides of the floor, sometimes on multiple occasions. Sterling Brown, this guy has been rock solid over the course of his career. You look at he and Ben Moore, two Chicago natives, and where they will finish their careers. They are all over SMU's books.
Cincinnati has hardly been behind it all as Evans lifts. Cincinnati has trailed in this tournament before today for all of 17 seconds. Down early here, 6-2. On the baseline drive, the kick out for Brown. He'll drive the lane to his right. That scoop will drop in.
This is why I think you'll see Cincinnati use both their man-to-man and that matchup zone, because this is such a disciplined SMU offense. I think you got to try to keep them off balance.
Clark was golden at the foul line yesterday against UConn. He made 15 out of 16. Evans on the baseline got it underneath, but that shot won't fall. Long one, Milton. Yes. From three-point land.
They understand, okay, we've got to compete. Look at the help given by Gary Clark, and this is what's keeping them attached.
Clark with a couple of big blocks. Copain all the way through for 2.
This is a Cincinnati team that averages about 75 points per game. And when you're struggling, the two ways they've scored, right? Play off your defense, get in a numbered break situation, get an easy opportunity, and then get to the free throw line.
If you're a basketball fan, you've got to like number 11 for Cincinnati, Gary Clark.
I love that guy.
Could score, play defense. He's blocking shots right now, left and right. Down for Moore. He went for another one, but that one banked in. Nice shot by Moore for 2. He has 4.
Mr. Versatility for the SMU Mustangs. Moore will give you a little bit of everything, as will Sterling Brown.
Clark and Ogilvy really bodying up on each other. That's a fun matchup. Way downtown, and Cumberland drills it. He was named to the coaches' conference all-rookie team, and a man down.
That's a Melagoo. I believe. It was on a screen.
Ben Melagoo on his back here, 6'5" junior from Texas. Getting a 10-2.
Yeah, and it was just a solid screen. You could see nothing dirty.
They obviously recruited him, and he said he never had to worry about him academically, and Shemi made sure he told him that. Also said whenever they were going to watch film.
Oh, Ben Moore over the top.
Yeah, you know, that he was right there to watch it with him, maybe on dunks like that. But I had a chance to catch up with Mick Cronin before the game, and he said, look, I never saw him in high school, and I didn't see him play at Duke, which he didn't. And he said, wow, is he good? Certainly is.
They began his career at Duke, transferred after just 1 semester. There are moments in your life you better find some courage. As Moore, harassed underneath, can't connect. Gets it back, right back up strong for 2. One of those moments, if you're Shemi Ogilvy, where you have to summon all the courage you have.
Zaga with only 1 loss, or should maybe Duke and North Carolina?
Ogilvy on the entry, yes.
And I wonder if this, you know, were the discussions as spirited on the same topic in the selection committee room?
Well, had to, didn't they?
I would assume so.
Yeah, it's great stuff. I love it when they disagree, too.
Oh, it's always civil disagreement. Imagine having disagreement and discourse where you can completely object to the other's position, but no rancor involved at all.
Moore with a miss. SMU by 7. And we'll see if Ogilvy gets a little more involved here. Number 33 in white for the Mustangs. He had 36 in the quarterfinals. Melagou lets fly, and it's all net from three-point land.
Wow.
Typically, that's a real problem for him.
That's a bone.
Shot clock down to 5. There's the entry pass, the foul, count that, and there's that assist. And the first thing Detroit did was look up to see his mom up in the stands. That's a tremendous moment for Troy Copain.
This was important to him. He said, "Mom's so proud, as she should be."
Cheering the loudest here in Hartford. Averages about 5 assists a game. He had 5 yesterday, and now the most in school history. And Renee was there to see it again.
She looks like she's choked up.
Yeah,
That is beautiful right there.
that's pride.
It's big time pride.
And a three-point play for Clark, who keeps getting it done.
Yeah, they're staying attached.
And now they come again with a little bit of pressure. They're just trying to keep SMU so disciplined, plays at a slow tempo. Just keep giving them different looks, keep them off balance. Been a quiet half for Shemi Ogilvy, who's been terrific in this tournament.
Most we've heard from him is you on tape with him. Foster airborne. Yeah, he got that to go. Jeray Foster, sophomore out of Houston. SMU certainly been the smoother offensive team. And they were a very good shooting team. They hit 40% of their threes in conference play to lead the American during the regular season. Cumberland on the spin, scoops it up. He got it.
You keep talking about when he's driving, because you look at his frame. It was college ready to compete. He's a hard driver. I think he's got a big-time future in this program.
He's had some explosive games against USF, for example, 26 points. Just a freshman. He could be one of the next stars in the American. 10 on the shot clock. Moore to the paint. To his right. That's a tough move.
I'll tell you what, you're talking about a big, strong frame of Cumberland, though.
In the game at the same time. Milton's pass interrupted. The theft by Evans. He'll drive it, steps through, and a block from behind. They've been Ben Moore to get down there. Milton goes airborne off the window for 2.
Boy, we've seen him use that left hand twice, and that was under serious protection of the rim. That is really good concentration.
5 points for Shake Milton. Another block, this one by Foster. There's contact. That's an offensive foul. So Mick Cronin's team down by 9 and in some trouble here right before halftime.
And Mick Cronin saying to his guys, pass the ball. He wants to see it moving and popping, even in situations where they're playing off misses and getting in transition.
Cincinnati's missed 9 of their last 11 shots.
And still down 9. I mean, listen, that field goal percentage, 22%. You would think the lead could be double digits. You got to give a ton of credit to Cincinnati for this end of the floor,
no
too.
No question. As is typically the case. Melagou pissing off here for more, and he's going to be hit to the deck. He's going to pick it up and run. Cumberland racing and got that one to go.
You really like this young man. 6'5", 218 pounds, has a handle, drives it hard. He also was the co-6th man of the year, an all-rookie team. How about that? You're talking about the frame of a Melagou who's got big-time strength himself, and there's contact. He's at full speed. And the touch, Dave, to put it up there, that's soft.
Cumberland. Milton across midcourt. Gave it up. Melagou straight on. He hits it! Right at the buzzer to end the first half. He hit 2. And that's a guy who's only hitting about 29% from 3.
Then they don't count on him for his offense. This guy is co-6th man of the year because of all the little things he does. Clearly they were willing to concede that three, but I don't think in that instance Mick would have appreciated the defense. In this instance, you've got to guard everybody, right? So they go to try to make Shake give it up, but the contest is late.
So it counts at the buzzer to give SMU the 32-23 lead. Andy with Tim Jankovic.
All right.
Team that cleaned up in the conference awards. Player of the Year, 6th Man of the Year, and the Coach of the Year, Tim Jankovic. The bounce for Ojale. Will he get started in the second half? He kicks it out instead. Foster sinks it from 3.
That's their 8th assist on their 14th basket. And Ojale felt like he had a mismatch, and that's something SMU.
AA tournament. They're going to hang around here in Hartford in the arena to watch the selection show as Brown knocks it in. And find out where they are headed.
What do you think about preseason, all the practices, over half the year gone by and you're involved in your season, to know the culmination of all your work is just hours away. It's such a cool day.
Washington, and he hits that shot, a tough shot. He's been quiet the last couple of days. They really need him. He now has 4 points, 1 for 2 from the field. Averages about 13. Milton bouncing for more. He was the main man in the first half of the Mustangs. Shot clock down to 9. Milton with a 3. Got it. Set up. I know you got a lot of work to do this week. 6 on the shot clock. Washington on the entry. Cincinnati has missed 21 of their last 24 threes, and the 2s aren't falling either. Washington so strong, gets it back up and in, but they need a lot more of those.
You just got to keep creating multiple possessions.
42-29. Approaching the 14-minute mark of the American Championship game.
I can't wait to see your Final Four picks. All 3 of us on this broadcast team gave our Final Four picks.
And that's before the bracket. Keep that in mind. You know, one quick thing. The selection committee did tell me when they did that snapshot of the top 16, Cincinnati was supposed to be number 17 on that list. Now, that was one moment in time. We'll see how they evaluate these 2 teams going forward. But Mick told me before the game, it's in, or high seed, or one that's out.
They're not the only ones guilty of that.
Yes, we all are.
Ojale's really heated up here in the last 5 or 6 minutes. Foster with a 3. He sinks it, and they're all dropping for the Mustangs. I think you leave Syracuse out at your own peril.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
You guys see Illinois State on the screen. We had a chance to talk to Tim Jankovic before the game. He's the former Illinois State head coach. And he said, look, I know how Dan Miller's feeling because I used to be in that position where you just didn't win that one conference tournament title game in the Missouri Valley, and this time around it's against Wichita State, and you're expected to do that to get in. Illinois State didn't do that. They had a great regular season. Now they have to.
Draws that foul, a non-shooting foul. Evans quickly into the other side of the iron. Clark, and 1.
I tell you, if you're not making threes, that 3-point opportunity will just be as effective.
Well, you may want to mark this down at the 10:55 mark.
But just a poor inbound on the defensive end for SMU. They let Gary Clark beat him to a spot, and he finishes.
Foster with the foul.
Got a peek at the tooth that he lost yesterday when he took his mouthpiece out there.
Andy, do you actually have the tooth?
I do not have tooth. I have more on the tooth. So this happened actually initially in practice against Kane Broom as a transfer from Sacred Heart. That's what Gary told me yesterday. Originally it was an elbow there, but then yesterday it was from Amita Brima, a much discussed incident with Amita Brima.
I would say so.
Yes. So Gary says he'll get it fixed after the season.
Wearing it with pride right now, that particular look. And a mouth guard to boot. Ojale with a follow. He get up there quickly.
We wondered if you'd hear from the American Conference Player of the Year, the third contributing to the larger good in society. So that reminds me how blessed I am to go over to the homeless shelter.
Here's Evans. Yes. That's a rare triple today for Cincinnati. They need some more of those. But now within 10. Well, at one point they were 2 for 15, a 3 out of 16 from 3.
SMU has had 2 big leads that they've given up in this tournament. So don't think this window is closed by any stretch for Cincinnati.
Yeah, against East Carolina, they're up 24, and then the game was tied with a minute to play at 77. Brown launching. Got it.
Not if they keep making threes at this clip now. That's 1 over what they have average per game on the year.
They are a good three-point shooting team. 9 for 16 today. Washington jumping to the paint for 2.
A really good, efficient move by Washington. Just on the catch, so distant.
What do I know? But the other thing is that it's an interesting point that Mick Cronin made before the game. He firmly believes that the teams that play on Sunday should play on Friday.
Yeah, I agree
and
with
not
that.
Thursday.
No, I agree with that. Such a short turnaround.
Yeah, there's only a handful of them. There's so many bracketing principles and procedures. I don't know if they could work that out, but he firmly believes, and I think he's probably in the majority of coaches that coach on a Sunday, they would love it to be playing on Friday. Not Thursday.
Tim Jankovic said the same thing, Andy. I was teasing you, but did they give you any indication why the bracket? What are they debating? Is it just seed lines for these teams? What is it? Do you know?
No, I think they're just telling me that because they want to make sure that this game still matters to people watching.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, we appreciate that.
Yes.
On the other hand, it will be fascinating to see if they do flip in projected seedings, at least the ones that Joe Lunardi has, whether 5 or 6, if they'll go in the opposite direction for Cincinnati.
That time adjustment.
And this is not an insurmountable deficit here for Cincinnati. It really isn't. You know, one shot gets you within 10. I know they've struggled to make the 3.
Ogilvy, yes, a 3. But the lead is only growing. Cincinnati running out of time if they're going to get back into this American Conference Championship game. Copain, that would help. Those are just not falling today. Cumberland draws the foul and gets to the line. He's looking for the three-point play.
Well, SMU has got to make some defensive plays to just seal this thing down. Watch Jure Foster on the right side of your screen. He's going to take a peek at the clock, so he says, okay, you're under duress, let me step up, make sure I can challenge this. Block shot, not too bad. Possession of the ball, just pull, back dribble, and set your offense.
And run some clock. Here's Johnson. No, off the back of the iron. Back for Copain. He'll try one. Got it.
All right, that's just a silly shot. It's something you don't expect from SMU, such a disciplined team. And Renee's trying to say, hey, we're still in this thing. You want to try to see if you could get this thing to Sterling Brown, who's been a big shot maker in his career.
9 on the shot clock. Brown backing it away, taking his time. Running all sorts of clock. He'll fire it now. He banks it in, and he got fouled on the play. How about that? Sterling Brown whittling down the shot clock. He has 17.
Second team American Conference performer. The hard dribble at the first time. Back that defender onto their heels. I don't know that he called window. It is Sunday, but the bank apparently is open. Now a little zone trap here by SMU.
In for Washington, he floats in 2. The press again for Cincinnati.
They're using Ben Moore as pressure release, and now Shake and Sterling should take over.
They get it across for Moore. And now wisely back it out, but now a foul before.
Done here. And in Larry's absence last year, he was tremendous as well.
Jankovic in his first year at the helm. 69 to 56. Already a single season record for victories, and trying to make it 30 SMU. Copain lets fly. Taken away by Foster, and less than a minute to go. And SMU can start their celebration. And the chants have started. They're faithful in the house here in Hartford. Foster with the slam. An exclamation to make it 71-56. Well, it has been a heck of a run for SMU, and they are heading into the NCAA tournament with a full head of steam.
Well, they've been one of the hottest teams in the country, fundamentally sound on both ends.
Final seconds here at the XL Center.
to have the lack of depth that SMU has been dealing with all year and to win 3 games in 3 days on short preparation. Congratulations to Tim Jankovic.
So the SMU Mustangs will race into the NCAA tournament with a 16-game winning streak. They have won the American Conference Tournament.
And in balanced fashion, which is fairly typical. I know Ogilvy, the player of the year, but across this season, it was multiple guys contributing. Ben Moore has been terrific. Sterling Brown, terrific. You've got 4 double-digit scorers, a lot of answers on the offensive end for SMU.
Brown with 18 points. He was 6 of 11 shooting. Had a couple of outstanding days back-to-back when it really mattered. Let's